Alrighty, so more Warframe. Now, update 14 has of course come and gone. It's given us some really nice new features as well as a fuck ton of bugs. But some of them have been of course hotfixed out. Now, it's made the game a lot more accessible to new players, which of course can only be a good thing. They have of course revamped the whole UI and so many other features that a lot of us long-time players are going to feel a little bit lost while we try to get used to it. Because of course nothing is where it used to be, god damn it. But anyway, this video isn't about the change, it is about the newest addition to the Warframe arsenal. It is about Mirage. She is an illusion-based disco frame that relies on trickery and her environment to destroy enemies. Now, as for her looks, as you can see in the footage, I have got the alternative helmet on. It is called a Harlequin helmet, and of course I jumped right in and tried to make mine look like Harley Quinn from the Batman universe, which I think I've done an okay job. I really like the helmet. It's not as bad as the original. The original, I thought she looked really freaky with those eyes and that kind of froggy face, so I just had to switch it out. Now, as for her abilities, they are going to be affected by power strength, power range and power duration. So I will show you the basic build that I used for this video, and when I say basic I mean there is no form on Mirage at all and it is just straightforward mods. And of course, to acquire Mirage you will need to begin the hidden message quest or buy her with platinum. Now, for the hidden message quest you will need to run some derelict vault runs. You will need some friends to do that with you or jump in with some randoms. I will leave a link in the description to the wiki page that tells you all about the hidden message quest. So our first ability is called Hall of Mirrors. Now, Hall of Mirrors is where she can create up to 4 holograms of herself, which will draw fire away from Mirage, and it will also deal a reduced amount of damage. Power strength will affect this, the amount of damage that they deal, and power duration will affect how long they stay out. Her second ability is called Sleight of Hand. Now, this is where Mirage will booby trap chests, consoles and any other object around for enemies to walk into and explode. For me, this is one of those abilities that you form out of a frame. It feels really relatively useless on nearly every mission that I have ran so far. Plus it costs 50 energy, which is a bit much to spend on something that doesn't really work at the minute. Like, I've done it to enemies and they just stand beside it or a little bit away. They don't actually go near the traps. If it kind of drew their attention toward it, if the enemies actually ran toward it thinking it was something and then it exploded, it might be a bit more beneficial, but right now it just feels useless. Her third ability is called Eclipse. Now, this is where when Mirage is standing in light she will deal a lot more damage, and when she is standing in the dark or in the shadow she will be a lot harder to track and even harder to hurt. This ability is affected by power strength mods and power duration mods as well. For me, this is a really cool ability. When she steps into the shadow her whole body kind of shimmers like smoke, and when she's in the light it kind of becomes like a mirror effect, and it adds a nice damage to your weapons and to your abilities. This one of course only costs 25 energy, so that is really cheap, and with a power efficiency mod on that would be even cheaper. So her fourth and final, her ultimate ability is called Prism, or as it's more commonly known as in the Warframe community at the minute, the Disco Ball of Doom. And this is where Mirage fires the disco ball, which projects lasers in all directions, damaging and hopefully killing everything in its path. It also explodes at the end, or you can make it explode yourself, you can trigger it, which will blind enemies for a short period of time, giving you the chance to put them down or slash them to pieces, whichever, or even your Kubro to jump on them and kill them. It is a really nice ability, especially for the blind, but damage wise for me in a large room, especially if you're in a really large defense room, it feels a little bit weak compared to other frames ultimates, and when the disco ball is active it also drains your energy pretty fast. So a power efficiency mod would greatly reduce this. But like I said, for me it just feels a little bit weak, but of course that's just my opinion. The two abilities at the minute that I feel are the most useful seem to be Hall of Mirrors and Eclipse, but that's just my personal preference. I do like to run and gun. Prism of course just doesn't do it for me, but like I said, that is just personal preference. I'm sure plenty of you guys absolutely love using Prism, especially if it's in a narrow corridor, then I can see it being really effective. Mirage feels like the perfect gun running frame. If you like your gunplay, then Eclipse and Hall of Mirrors, like I said, make shredding enemies really easy. Now, there was a bug with the clones last night and since the update came from Hall of Mirrors, which allowed you to do absolutely insane red crits. Last night while I was watching Disconnected stream on Twitch, he was dealing up on 400,000 red crits with the Soma, which he has highlighted on his Twitch. If you wanted to see it, I will leave a link in the description. The same went when he was using the Paris Prime. He was hitting up on 600,000-700,000 red crits, which was absolutely ridiculous. But that has been hotfixed out, so don't expect to see any red crits with your Soma and Hall of Mirrors anymore. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any footage of these red crits simply because the game was just crash after crash after crash for me. I know it was the same for a lot of you guys since the update hit, but they have hotfixed quite a lot of bugs that were making people crash, so hopefully the game has stabilised for you, and hopefully some of you guys that are stuck in the prologue missions are able to actually get out of it now and continue on with your Warframe and looking for your Mirage and your Kubros. But as for Mirage, I'm really liking her, even though she is a really squishy frame. I had to put a max redirection on her just to get some kind of survival out of her, and I probably will stick a Several Former on her because I like running and gunning. It is my bread and butter of Warframe, more so than spamming powers. I like to use the weapons. The Silva in Aegis I will be doing a video of in the next few days. It is a lot of fun. It is a really unique weapon as well. So remember to stay tuned for that. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, as it really helps me out. Leave a comment in the section below. Let me know what you think of Mirage and her abilities, and of course of Update 14. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already for more Warframe content. And as always, thanks very much for watching.
Do bad things with you.